Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's Total Recall. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Get your ass to Mars. Today is the 27th of April, and we're going to be taking a look at Total Recall, the original.
That's right, and I believe it came out in 1990, although it was 15 years in development. The first script, I think, came out in 75. It's based off of the story, I wrote it down, We Can Remember It For You Wholesale by Philip K. Dick. And no, I did not read this one, I'm sorry. But yeah, it went through like development hell. Like, it just kept on getting pushed back. People were quitting. You know, there was production issues, and finally Arnold Schwarzenegger himself said, "You know what? I want to make this movie."
I was gonna say that. I bet you Arnold was probably not the first pick for this movie.
No, actually, let's see. I think
not that he did bad. I just,
I think William Hunt was supposed to do it. Or,
Hunt?
William. I don't know. Someone else was supposed to do it. I think Christopher Reeve was at one point cast. And then there was another one. Who was it? Why am I... Patrick Swayze?
That would be weird.
That would be weird. But yeah, originally he wasn't supposed to be... Douglas Quaid wasn't supposed to... Actually, it was Douglas Quill when it first started. But Douglas Quaid wasn't supposed to be a construction worker with, muscle bounds. He was like this little skinny accountant who became... anyways, so it was directed by, Paul Verhoeven. Verhoeven. And it actually won an award for special effects. So there was that, and I thought the special effects were awesome. So yeah, basically you're following the story of Dennis Quaid, who wants to take a vacation. He's always kind of fantasized about going to Mars, going to check things out. And there's this place called Total Recall, spelled with a K instead of a C for some weird reason. And And he goes for a package, to go to Mars. It's all memory implants, so he doesn't actually go anywhere. He just sits in a chair, and 2 weeks of memories are implanted into his brain.
Right.
And he wants to go to Mars. He wants to be a super spy or whatever, secret agent, however you want to call it. And he wants to date some slutty brunette. But what happens is, it turns out that his mind was erased. He kind of already has a new memory. And so when they kind of open him up to the new memories, his old memory comes out, and then, they sedate him and wipe everything clean. So now he's back to being Douglas Quaid, whereas beforehand he was Hauser. But there's also that issue, is it really memories, or is it, just,
right.
Is it memories or memory implants? Is it real or is it fake? And that kind of gets thrown in there a little bit. But yeah, it's really interesting. There's, they go to Mars, or he goes to Mars. He meets a lot of mutants. There's a lot of, there's always the evil corporation in the 1990 films for some reason. So that doesn't change here. In the main corporation is, was it Cohagen? No, yeah, Cohagen, right?
I can't recall.
I believe it's Cohagen. Cohagen. You can't recall. I see what you did there. That's actually really funny.
Wasn't a Total Recall.
So Cohagen is the main bad guy, and he sends Richter out to kind of, clean up the mess. And,
right.
It's got a really nice cast. There's Sharon Stone plays his wife. What's his name?
Her name.
No, George. George is the guy, and then Kuato is the little thing, played by Marshall Bell. Melina is the slutty brunette, played by Rachel Ticotin. Right? Am I reading it? Yeah, Ticotin. I wrote it down. Sometimes I can't read my own handwriting. But yeah, so it is a lot of fun. There is a lot of really cool special effects.
They're slightly dated. Like when the head comes off and stuff. But
I always thought that was awesome. Yeah, the one scene, the scene that he's talking about is Arnold Schwarzenegger is dressed up like this really big fat woman, and he kind of pushes it. Apparently the mask that he's wearing can only say like one thing, so 2 weeks, right? So she can't say more than, or he can't say more than anything other than 2 weeks. And then his like brain, his face kind of like distorts, and he's like, stir away, it's like stretching and stuff. And then he takes it off, and then it's like, what is the line that she says? I hope you're ready for a bang or something like that, and then he throws it, and then it explodes. But yeah, there's a lot of cool sci-fi gadgets,
Yeah, this was, I think I mentioned on another review that this is one that I was snuck in to see when I was a kid, or, well, not, whatever. My parents' friends took me, because I was friend with their son as well, so they took us all in to see this, but I saw it way too young, probably, and so I definitely had nightmares afterwards, but there were a lot of things that are impression on me today, and I don't know if it would have been as profound if I wasn't so young, but like, okay, so the thing we're talking about, the lady's head.
Yeah, that was weird.
The third boob.
Oh yeah,
like, when I was a kid, it's like, really? What is that? Like, how did they do that? That's so weird.
Yeah, this film, a lot of people reference that chick with the 3 boobs. In fact, with the
really
new movie coming
scene.
out, I think it's kind of mandatory that they have a broad with 3 boobs.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And then Quado.
Quado was free.
Everybody remembers that. Yeah.
But I'm surprised you didn't mention, like when they have no
eyes.
oxygen and their eyes are bulging.
Yeah, I mean that was
pretty
scary
good.
too, but
And then like when he's grabbing that tracer
been,
out of his brain, he's like, and like coming out of his nose.
I guess it wasn't something I hadn't seen before. All the other stuff we mentioned is something I hadn't seen before. Like I'd never seen, a fetus conjoined twin thing.
That was weird. Yeah, that definitely scared me. That was something out of
that's definitely in pulp culture.
Tales from the Crypt or something.
If you're not familiar with where that came from, it came from Total Recall.
Yeah.
So I think it's still definitely valid today.
Yeah.
But we also decided to talk about it since the new one is coming out.
Right.
Colin Farrell, which
I saw the
the
previews as soon as I heard it. I checked out the
bullseye. Sorry.
And I think it looks interesting to me. It's kind of like a Minority Report kind of deal, like with the flying cars and whatnot. So I'm kind of interested. Oh yeah, Johnny Cab, that was a fun one too.
Hey, you got Kate Beckinsale and Jessica, what's her name? Beale in there. I'm sold. They both kick ass, so I'm excited to see their roles. But yeah, Farrell, I'm a little on the fence for.
I don't know. I think from what I saw, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm very interested.
I guess it depends too on how the special effects are, because they're a little bit iffy in the trailer, but a lot of trailers are because they're released before the final. It's really finalized.
Yeah,
but it was okay. I mean,
the only problem that I have is there was absolutely nothing wrong with the first one, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. It's a classic. It's like
it is a classic.
I when we did Ghostbusters the video game, I mentioned that I have like a ritual, like every so often I'll have to watch Ghostbusters 2, and then play the video game. But now but with Total Recall, it's kind of similar. Like every now and then, I just have to watch the film.
I think it's definitely right up there with Terminator 2.
Yes.
And Predator.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the ones I'm thinking of. Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I don't like Terminator 1 nearly as much as any of those 3 movies. So I think it's right. It's one of his best movies for sure. Or one of the best movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger is in.
And his one-liners, like all the time with the one-liners.
that's all I could give him because he couldn't speak English very well. Whatever. I don't know. But he does great in this movie.
Yes, absolutely.
I do love this movie. It's not a totally serious. I mean, they definitely have more fun than say like Blade Runner or something. Like Blade Runner to me has a much darker edge to it.
Oh yeah.
So it's a little bit more whimsical, you might say. I don't know. It's just a lot of fun, and I haven't seen it for a while, and I really
for a while he's running around with a towel on his head, and that's just funny. A wet towel even.
Yeah. So anyway, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Let's see. What else did I write down?
1990. Wow.
Yeah, I wrote down Evil Corporation, so I talked about that.
So yeah, I was like 10 or 11 when I saw it.
Yeah, 1990. I would have been. Let's see. I was born in '83, so that's 7. I would have been 7 when this came out.
Yeah,
wow.
I think I was 10.
Yeah, it's pretty old. Yeah, it's pretty. That's everything I wrote. I put exclamation points after Evil Corporations, but I guess I had something to say about that.
Well, probably just that.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything had Evil Corporations in the 1990. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, but again, this holds up pretty well.
Like RoboCop, that had evil.
That's what I was just gonna say. If you stack it up like next to RoboCop, that had an Evil Corporation, but I don't think that holds up. Have you watched it recently?
No.
It's kind of doesn't hold up so well.
You know what's funny? Arnold Schwarzenegger was actually supposed to be in the role as RoboCop, but the armor didn't fit right. Oh. They couldn't get the armor to work.
Yeah, RoboCop. See, I loved that as a kid, but watching it now, it's kind of like
yeah.
So, but this one I still love. So.
Oh, and actually, the director of RoboCop did this one, and actually that's why Arnold Schwarzenegger wanted him to direct this one, because he liked RoboCop.
Oh, okay.
I like RoboCop 3 gets a jetpack.
I did not know that. That's cool. All right.
So yeah, that's Total Recall. It's one of my favorites. Again, it's ritualistic for me. I have to watch it every now and again. I love that kind of crap.
All right, so another one to get excited about. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, tell us what you think.
We have a contest going on, and I swear I'm going to get this right one of these days. But any underrated
Not today.
any underrated substance that you guys
Substance? No.
that you
no.
guys want?
If you've got a movie or a comic or an anime, something that you think has been overlooked, something that you love, send it to us. We will take a look. The one that we choose, we will review, and the submitter will win a shirt.
That's right, and all of our
Sporting
shirts,
shirt.
he's sporting a shirt, but all of our shorts and
Shorts.
all of our shirts and other wares can be found at spiderwolf.com, which also includes his card game, if you'd please. And there's also tutorials and stuff like that. So if you're
I've been working real hard. Got all the tutorials up there. So if you want to see how it's played,
right,
just get a flavor for it. Go watch some of those.
And then buy the game, and we'll send it right out to you.
Yeah, there you go.
And if you want a handwritten letter, just say, hey, I want a handwritten letter, and I'll write you a handwritten letter.
Okay.
I'll type it up even.
All right. That's quite a promise.
I'll type up the handwritten letter.
All right, guys. See ya. Oh, I should have got that one. Totally had time. See you later. Next week, it's the death of Superman.
Total Recall. Toro Recall. Recall. That's what that guy says. His buddy Harry, right?
Next time you burp, release your cloud over there, please. Ugh, boy.
It's awesome. What are you talking about?
On today's Duel review, Total Recall. I'm RJ.
And I was not paying attention.
Let's get to it.
You want to do that one
It
over?
would be better if you were like, ah! Like it went flying. On today's Duel review, it's Total Recall? Recall. I recall it. I was stretching off like something funny. Not funny. Total Recall. On today's Duel review, it's Total Recall. I'm not who I am. I'm not an old lady. What reference can you do? I'm not doing the third boob one. Alright, sorry.
So get your ass to Mars.
So get your ass to work. That should have been your weekend joke. We should do some later.
It's the 27th. It's Friday. Ask me why I'm whispering.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. I think you're going to do it now, too. Hungry.
Today is the 27th of April.
April.
Why are you picking at your notebook?
I'm not. I'm straightening it. It's off.
You're off.
Verhoeven.
Yeah. You got hold. Today is the 26th.
26th.
Today is the 27th of April, and we're going to be taking a look at Total Recall.
That's right. The Arnold Schwarzenegger one. I know
The original. Well, is it the original?
It is the original, yeah. Although it
The
was
original.
based off of a short story called, what was it called? We Can Give You Your Memories Wholesale. No, I never know. We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. By
Which
Phil
is a book
K.
that is based on everything else that's ever sci-fi in the entire universe.
I don't know about that. That's not. I don't think that's accurate at all. It was directed by.
Yeah. You could have run through it, but instead there was that weird pause. So
There was that weird boss.
do it again. Today is 27th of April, the day.
Day.
Okay.